Well, hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing very well. I thought I would just do a little video regarding an exchange that I'm having with someone who contacted me, somebody I don't know, but is a friend of someone I did a soul contract for. Anyway, they requested a soul contract and I did one. And they wrote back saying, well, wow, yeah, this is all true. And my life is falling apart. Relationships are bad. The job is falling apart, no promotion. People hate me, just like the whole scenario of my life is crashing down around me. And while this video may not be relevant to most of you who are watching, perhaps somebody new shows up and this might be, some general nice advice. So my response to this person is, first of all, I absolutely 100% empathize, feel your pain, and sympathize with what you're going through. I know that this is a really tough time, or for anyone who's saw this video, my life is falling apart, and wondering what I'm going to say. If you feel like your life is falling apart and things are just going to shite, and you're just like, oh my God, I hate this life, get me out of here. Yes, absolutely. I have absolute empathy and sympathy, and I hear you and I know your pain. But at the same time, I am so excited for you. So excited because I know that this, for me, this is a celebration. I couldn't be happier that you're in your position. And I hope that you can eventually see it this way, because what is happening, the universe, this is an act of mercy from the universe, from God, from source, whatever you want to call it. It's what's happening is, if everything is falling around you, falling apart around you, it's kind of like, I don't know if the word is a metaphor, but it's kind of like, the little baby who's having a tantrum, or perhaps a person who's having an epilepsy. Something is not going right in their system, and they're freaking out. And the mother and the doctors come around and they just hold you. And that's what the universe is doing. It's trying to corral you. It's giving you this little hug by crashing everything down around you. So it's so that it can keep you safe from further damage, in order to help wake you up. Because what the universe is trying to tell you is, it knows if life is going wrong for you and you feel all of this self-hate, self-blame, guilt, hating life, the universe is trying to tell you, to remind you that you're not actually living the life that you really want. Because if you were in alignment with your higher truth, with your heart, with your soul's calling, life would not be falling apart. And this is the universe giving you a huge hug by crashing everything down around you, so that you can't go any further and harm yourself even more. So this, to me, is like the greatest time of your life. However, it is a choice point. This is like an initial initiation onto your spiritual journey, and you have to make this conscious decision. And the conscious decision revolves around, are you really willing to look at all these outer external circumstances and to begin to take responsibility for your role in creating all of it? That is the whole structure of the spiritual journey, that you say, okay, I can't take this pain anymore. What can I do to fix it? And the fixing has to come from, not from, let's just fix, can I just get a new job? Can you tell me how to get a new job? Can you tell me how to manifest the relationship of my dreams? No, this is about you choosing to take responsibility for how you've created this world, your world based on your inner thoughts and feelings that are out of alignment with your true self, with the universe, right? And so, this is a choice point. This is your initiation. And it's all about the universe is trying to help you become truly honest with yourself. Like, now's the time for you to ask or to look deep within yourself and say, is this the job I really want? Was that the relationship I wanted? Am I doing what I love? I mean, and this is the time for total honesty. Okay. Let me see. What else did I say in this exchange? I did take little notes. Yeah. And, if you have a friend that perhaps recommended you, like, oh, I got a reading for such and such, this may help you, use that friend in your life as a guide, because they're excited about the journey, they've been on the journey, and they will have lots of golden nuggets for you to or information to guide you. I mean, it's hopefully they'll be a free resource, but they can guide you because they're on the journey, they know what to do. So really use your friend. Also, I know when people get on the spiritual journey and it's kind of like a huge shift in their life, something happens or whatever, and they just and the ego will kind of take this and go, okay, now it's time for me to find myself. I'm going to quit all my jobs, leave my relationships, and go on this journey. Or, sometimes it's about the ego mind can tell you it's time to cut everything off and go find yourself. And that may be in a physical journey or just like turning inwards and letting go of the world. And I would say, no, don't do that. Unless, of course, there's a Kundalini process and there's illnesses, things that you cannot work. I would say, no, that is absolutely the wrong thing to do. That you can't go anywhere to find yourself. Like, you're going to find yourself right where you are. That's the only place you can find yourself. And if life is falling apart around you, it's exactly what you need, because it's the perfect reflection of everything that's out of alignment within you. So if you remove yourself from those mirrors, from those warning signs, and you become a little hermit, that too, then how can you have that reflection? How do you know what's going wrong if you can't see the signs? So and that's just the ego too, trying to protect itself from destruction, from being seen. Yeah, so it wants to pull you away from everything. And that's absolutely, I would say, not recommended, because we have to learn to live in the most mundane of life circumstances while we're going through the spiritual journey. Yeah, because as they say, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. It's the same thing. Okay, so what else would I recommend? And if you're beginning this journey, then I can highly recommend, systems are really good if you're new to the journey. And the one system I would recommend is Gene Keys, and you can go to genekeys.com, and it's a system of self-discovery. And this is where you're at. You're trying to discover or get hints of how your ego mind, or how you're out of alignment, how your behavior is hurting you, what feelings are affecting you. And this is a beautiful system. You can get a free profile. And it's a map that will take you step by step to help teach you how to be self-reflective and contemplative, and how to develop space between you, your true self, your inner knowing, your inner longing, your true heart, and the mind, the ego mind, and the constructed self that it's created, or the false self. You've created this false self, not on purpose, not consciously. We've just been conditioned that way. And you've been living a lie. And so the Gene Keys is a beautiful step-by-step process that allows you to read a little bit about yourself, and you sit back and you go, yeah, I do feel that way. And if you can point at something that you're doing, hence creating a subject-object relationship, then oh, if I can see it and point to that feeling of hatred or my addictive tendencies or my inability to take action on things, or my fear or my struggle or whatever it is, then that it's not you, and you've just created space where you are aware of the thing that you're doing. And if you're aware of it, then you can absolutely say no to it and stop it, because you're not it. If you can point to it, you're not it. Anyway, yeah, so I would say start with the Gene Keys, get a free profile, get the book, do a little, investigation, learn about yourself, right? Know thyself. Anyway, but don't get too addicted and overly identified with the Gene Keys. Yes, I feel like it can be a trap. It's definitely can be a trap. So just use it as a learning tool, how to be reflective, self-reflective, and learn to contemplate. Okay, so anyway, the whole point of this is, if your life is falling apart, I think it's wonderful. It's so beautiful how the universe comes along and we take it like, oh my God, I'm doing something wrong. We don't see the loving act of kindness that the universe is creating for us. It's trying to cocoon us to keep us from further self-harm, going down the wrong path. I think that's beautiful. Oh, yes. And I think the most important point, if life is falling apart, even if you've been on this journey for you think forever, the first thing to do is you've got to kind of humble yourself, the whole rock bottom thing, and surrender and ask for help, and kind of let go. Don't let the ego mind try to figure out how to fix it, because it will just keep putting you back into the same type of situations. Just ask for help, and absolutely 100%, you must do this. You must stop, say no, say no to your inner feelings and mind. Say no to the guilt that you feel, the self-hate, the self-blame, the self-pity, the victimization. You have to say no to all those feelings and try not to fall into them, because those are the energies that block the universe, your helpers, from helping you. Now, there are moments of mercy and grace where they'll come along and go, okay, poor dear, she's just not getting it. We'll give her a little glimpse. We'll give her a little help. But in a consistent way, if there's all of these deep, dark emotions, self-pity, self-hate, whatever, they cannot help you, because these are frequencies where you cannot recognize help that's coming to you. Okay. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Goodbye.